quick recap in terms of where we're at. So in the last session, following the explosion outside of Troll Skull Alley, where Corellan's crown, well, the front of Corellan's crown is now gone, and a few little revelations in there. One being Tavis finding himself a partner in crime in terms of his familiar. And then the next sort of investigation started to unfold. Before you guys set off in search of the bodies that had been taken away from the crime scene, you headed to the Yawning Portal. You just wanted to touch base with a couple of contacts that you've got. So 3 Strings was visited, and there was a lot of information that came back referencing the hanging lantern, the narcotic that was on the street, and he seemed to believe that this involved a doppelganger gang who go under the name of the Unseen. Tavis also visited Maloon Wardragon, who was continuing to act more erratic. Doesn't really have much in way of guidance for Tavis, and seems to be quite connected with his axe. To which Thorin decided that he was going to detect magic in a room full of magic, which basically almost mentally blinded him for a moment. Before then, you headed over looking for Esville, who was with Renee Neverember. There was some chat there around her backstory, a little bit more in terms of who she is and why she was doing what she was doing, what she's involved with. A little bit about how she's trying to build up her own family name back again, and also there was an inquiry around if they had tickets for passes for the upcoming Castellanta party, a party that they're having for their children, and whether or not they would be able to facilitate you getting in. After that, you then headed over to the House of the Holy Hands, and you found that there was another crime in progress. The priest had been knocked unconscious. The priest had been knocked unconscious. The bodies had been taken, and with that, Isla stepped in, took charge, made a few commands to the party, and a pursuit was then on the cards. So Tavis, heading off after the wagon, managed to catch up, bring the wagon to a stop, allowing Thorin and Nagin to catch up as well. Finding that there was a older gentleman that was driving, believing, or an older gentleman that was driving, along with a younger individual, almost like a late teen. Tavis charmed. Was it Tavis that charmed, or was it Thorin?
Yeah, it was me, charm person.
Tavis, charm person. Bringing the carriage to a stop, the young individual tried to make a run for it, where Thorin then took over the wagon. Were you in a wagon yourself, or was it the actual wagon?
I was chasing in a wagon.
Yeah, and then you went round and then run him down with the wagon, whilst Nagin was trying to pursue him. There was also the illusion from Tavis of the falling building, which slowed the wagon down enough and caused a bit of disruption, but didn't really phase him. So with the individual under the wagon, with Tavis on the first, we'll call it first wagon and second wagon. So Tavis was on the first wagon with the older individual who is under the charm spell. Nagin, who is in the road. Thurin, who is on the second wagon, with the young individual underneath, having been run down, and Isla and Ulfgar are plodding somewhat behind the rest of the group through the streets of Waterdeep. Does that sound ish? Something like?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Anything? Anyone got anything they want to add?
So, obviously, you said about we'll have a look at the precisely where people are located, but just a couple of things I wanted to check. When Thorin said he ran him down, did he mean like he ran him over and caused him damage, or just closed him down and cornered him?
No, not with the wagon.
I ran him over.
You run him over.
Okay, so will there be a damage? Was there a damage roll?
Yeah, but I've done that.
Yeah, that's fine. And then there was a bit of dialogue, and I just wanted to clarify from an out of character perspective. There was a bit of dialogue where I'd cast Charm Person on the older guy, should we say, who's in the cart with me. And I think one of the things he said back to Tavis was, "Oh, don't I know you?" And I just wanted to clarify that's a case of, don't I know you because I've just been charmed by you, not we have any previous association. Because
no, the charm spell states that you will look familiar to that person.
Yeah.
And obviously there's conditions that it breaks, and obviously the key point, one of the key moments within the session itself was between the Yawning Portal and the House of the Holy Hands, where there was discussion around the Zentarim, and Tavis offered up a possible solution of maybe getting some more information and getting closer to the Zentarim, and revealed a tattoo on his inner forearm of a winged snake. To this, Isla wasn't best pleased and felt that he'd been somewhat duped by Tavis, that Tavis hadn't been forthcoming with the true facts of himself, and had kept things hidden and away from the party, and therefore had breached the trust of Isla. So with that, with the chase, with the guys that are on foot behind Ulfgar and Isla, with those that are on the wagons, Tavis on one, Thorin on the other, and Negan in the street. That's where we'll pick up. Is everyone happy with that? Yeah. Right. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. Anything else before we begin?
Nope, good.
No.
Okay. Ulfgar, Isla, you are on foot. No sight of where the wagons have gone. You've got a general idea of the direction, and as you're walking along the cobbled streets, quite a busy area. There's quite a lot that's going on in this area. A lot of sort of people and wagons, as you imagine, very in keeping with what else you've seen in the rest of the city. And as you're sort of trotting along down this road, you feel the first spots of rain. And you look up and see that the sky is going darker. The clouds are turning black, and within moments the light patter starts to turn a little bit more heavy, to a point where it's bouncing on the cobbles. You feel yourself starting to get soaked and wet, as you deciding on which direction you are taking, and I think that's where we'll pick it up.
Well, where do you want to go?
Can we try and speak to some people on the street and ask them and see if they've seen the direction of two carriages seemingly chasing one another with a dragonborn, etc., on the back of one of them?
Yeah. Okay. Just yeah. There's lots of people that are about. I think you'd already spoken to a merchant anyway. I think in the end of the last session, who gave you a general idea of which way you were heading. And as you continue to walk, you continue just to hear mutterings or speak to people. And you tend to get a fair idea of which way they're going, which is in a southeasterly sort of direction. You manage to take a side street and then start to head south again. And Waterdeep is kind of, everything's kind of square, and occasionally you get these diagonal roads, but everything just seems to be almost in blocks. And you start to, you edge your way down in the south direction.
As we're walking, I'll just ask, do you see you and Tavis making up after this?
Just turn around, so I can't go. I don't know. I feel like I opened up to him and he kept stuff away from me. There's ample time when to talk. I get that everyone's got history. We all have, but we've been walking around the streets chasing Centarum, Xanathars. He's aware of the street that's going, everything that's going on the streets.
He's a good man. He's done some great things since we've known him. At a time like this, I think we've got to stick together, and sometimes secrets are just white lies. I think it from an old fart like myself. It's something like this. You've got to stick together.
Yeah, maybe you can earn his trust.
Anyway.
But he's not been around. He's not been around that long, has he?
See how you feel after you get back.
I'll say this isn't something that's just going to fix itself overnight.
Yeah.
Well, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but we'll have a talk, me and him.
Yeah, definitely. Any chance you can use some of that halfling magic to get us back quicker?
Fine. What to them? I don't really know where they are. We need to find them. I've got no way of getting to them any quicker than that I can think of.
As you're
I think have we used the sending stones today?
no. But to be fair, as you're continuing this chat, you round the corner into a long street, and although you're still quite a distance away, you can see that there is wagons further down, and the distinctive shape of Negan. The rain is persistent. It's not blowing over. It's maybe not as heavy, but it has that sea breeze and that sea chill to it, which sort of cuts through you a little bit. And you can see that these wagons are further down the road. Thorin, you have just run over a young individual wearing black that's made his way off the first wagon.
Yeah, I turn the wagon round and go over to where he's probably laying on the ground.
Yeah, you can see that he is. This is not a mortal wound. It's a wooden wagon. At the end of the day, it rode over him. It would definitely hurt. It would definitely have a weight to it. But you can sort of see where it's sort of gone over his leg. The way that he'd been lying, he'd managed to avoid a break but you can sort of see that he's fairly hurt as you look down between the wheels where he's now lying, and sort of you can see that he's in a lot of pain. He's in a lot of agony.
I jump down and help him back on board my wagon, and say, "Yeah, sit tight. We'll get you some help."
He just sort of clutches his leg. He's just, "Oh, don't hurt me. Just let me go. Just let me go."
Just taking you back to your friend, and I've got a friend that can make that feel a lot better.
You're not that far away from the first wagon, and from that wagon, Tavish, you can see that everything that's taken place. What is the spell save on the charm person?
It's my spell save DC is 13. But I don't know if he gets to make that again. I think the spell lasts an hour, unless he's attacked.
Unless he's attacked, but let's be honest. He's just seen the lad that was next to him run down under a wagon.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me just clarify one sec.
You're charmed until the spell ends, or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
I'm going to start driving my wagon back to the others.
Yeah, you see that.
I was aware of that when I cast it, because I thought I made sure that I hadn't done anything. We hadn't attacked him, and the spell never said anything about him or his party. It says about the caster or the caster's party don't attack the charmed person. But I was really conscious that I hadn't attacked. The fact that I'd attacked his friend didn't impact on the fact that he was still charmed. But go with whatever you think.
Okay, you start to see that he's got a confused look on his face as he sort of looks at you, seemingly an ally, a friend of his, and he looks at you and he says, Why has he just done that?" And he points at the young lad that's now being helped up onto the wagon by Thorin. Why did he just do that?
I don't know, mate. These young kids, they're unpredictable. You can't necessarily get the staff, can you?
Well, you're on about to get the staff. He's just run him over. He's just run him down. Why would he do that?
Why did somebody career off the street? I've no idea. There's all sorts. It's starting to rain out. There's all sorts of lunatics out on these streets.
And you sort of see with that, he pulls his hood up over his head and he says, we need to get these bodies back. We need to get them to the outpost.
Listen, mate, it has been an absolutely rough night. I agree with you. Here, have a sip of this. It'll help you out. And I hand him the water skin that I took from the second room of the myconid processing plant that Isla had dipped his finger in, and it stunned him for quite a while. And I just hand him that water skin and say, "Listen, have a sip of this. It'll calm your nerves. We'll get on with the mission. No problem."
Okay, I would. He takes a good swig, which I would say would be fatal. Isla was stunned off a coating on his finger. He's going to take a good swig of this skin. Okay, right. Give me one sec. You know what? I'm not even properly set up.
He's a good guy.
That's a lesson learned.
Give me one sec.
if I would have had, if Travis would have known that, I would have probably said, just take a nip. You know, have a quick, you know, have a tot, have a dram, rather than neck this. You'll be fine.
You're all right, mate. You're all right. You're all right, mate.
Anyway, probably not.
But so if Travis would have known that, because I did see what it did to Isla, I would have been like, have a wee nip of this, get your head straight, back in the game. But whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Wolfgar said it's a good guy as well.
You're a
He's
good
a great
guy.
Oh, make your mind up. Are you for the tendency, against the tendency? What's going on?
Just don't let him make any cocktails.
Jesus.
Right. This is gonna be a
Poison
fluid.
is a woman's tool.
This is gonna be a crap.
Something else you don't know about Travis.
He's actually a lady.
He's a lady.
Lady.
Yeah.
It's the biggest. Oh,
20, 40, 60. Yeah, your son. Right. Okay. So he is going to take.
I'm half a Zentarum, and I don't have a cock.
Jesus Christ.
Do you need more dice?
Oh, he's fucked. He is fucked.
In fairness,
it's-
we've done something quite good here. Socially, we now know that we have a bottle of poison.
We could put.
Oh,
we could put our
God.
weapons with it.
20.
Isla's glad that when he decided to taste it on his little finger, he didn't have a swig.
Is this curious? He's not entirely dumb.
You watch as he takes the skin to his lips, and you say to him, "Not too much, whatever it is you're going to say."
Just a nip.
And
A wee nip.
you see him take a swig and pull the skin down, and as he does, he sort of almost rests the skin down towards his lap, and you just see his eyes just roll back in his head, and then he just starts to sink, and the skin starts to just
I
go
grab
limp
it.
on his lap
Grab the
and
skin.
start to pour out. And then you just sort of see him slump. At this point, you're now causing quite a lot of attention in the street. People aren't coming close, and it is raining. However, they have just watched what appears to be a high-speed, slow wagon race with a Dragonborn, with someone trying to get loose and being run down by the other wagon, along with what seemed to be a building collapsing but didn't collapse. Now, the driver of the first wagon is now dead. Dead.
Oh, or sleeping. He's
Yeah,
you know,
the general
to the
public
casual
is sleeping.
observer. It's been a rough night for him. My action would be to start trying to turn this wagon round and head back to the House of the Holy Hands. And yes, that's what I'd do.
Okay.
I'd assume Negan and Thorin would start having a look to see if they could see me.
How much of the
Yeah,
shit
it's good to
show
see you. Grab your following.
do me and Ulfgar see?
Roll perception checks. And it was at 20 to 10 that all of my prep was flushed down the toilet. There's 2 hours wasted after
Turns
20
like
minutes.
you could have been sleeping.
Yeah, innit?
15.
Oh.
Is there a page?
15. There's, I would say, 1, 2, 3, 3 and a bit. Anyway, it's gone now. So you with 15, you can see that there's a shit show going on. It's the usual dimwit shit show that you've seen before. And what you start to see that Tavis is on the wagon that's closest to you. You can't really see Thorin. You can see that the second wagon's there, but you sort of see that he's trying to now, with a horse and cart, do some sort of 3-point turn. And as someone who owns a trailer, I can only imagine how horrific that must be. Roll an animal handling check.
Is that Thorin or both of us?
That's Thorin.
I just say to Ulfgar, put my hand on his shoulder and say, let's just hang back
it's
here.
not bad, it's not bad.
Yeah, I want to watch this unfold.
19.
Okay, Tavis, yours?
So, does my proficiency with land vehicles mean I get to add my proficiency modifier?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
19 as well.
19. The road is quite wide, and you do manage to just sort of pull the horse round enough to just clip up onto the pavement on the opposite side, and start to maneuver it round. And this is done in with both rolling 19s. This is done in like
Synchronicity.
sync. There's synchronicity here as they're both sort of turning. Isla, you're expecting some sort of shit show, but you can actually see that they are turning these wagons around.
Told you did some pretty impressive things in his time.
But like Ulfgar, we've left him alone for like not even 5 minutes. Like that, he's run over. He's just collapsed dead. There's 2 dead bodies that they're seemingly trying to steal in the middle of daylight.
What time
In the
is
pissing
it?
down rain.
It's my sort of afternoon, my friends.
Like, yeah. Oh, so many questions. So many questions.
Okay, so you guys are now convoying these wagons. Negan, he sort of jogs up to you, Thorin, and he just hops in shotgun next to you on the second wagon. Tavis, you're now running this wagon next to a dead body, Weekend at Bernie style, in the front next to you, with the bodies on the back. As you start to head down the road, you just pick up the familiar sight of Isla and Ulfgar, unless you guys have moved out of sight. I'm assuming that you're in the road.
I think we just hung back. Yeah, I don't think we were outside.
Yeah, we didn't like necessarily hide.
Run them down.
Yeah.
But seeing them come that way, rather than go to them and hop on, I just want to try and catch Thorin's eye, or Negan's, or anyone's but Tavis really. Kind of turn away, and we'll carry on walking back in the direction that we've just come from. In a kind of like, we'll meet you there kind of sketch.
Okay, so you're not interacting. You're just allowing them to trundle on.
Oh yeah, I'm not stopping this beautiful thing just in case, guards come flying up behind.
Mhm.
Need someone to bail them out.
Just make a perception check.
Is that me as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
12.
You look around. From past experiences, looking at the rooftops has become almost the norm. As you have a proper scan to see whether anyone steps out, doesn't look right, but it doesn't seem that way. It just seems that the coast is clear really now that the 2 wagons have been diverted. The wagons trundle on, heading back towards the House of the Holy Hands, so heading back in a northwest direction. And it doesn't take long. It's probably about 5 to 10 minutes before you sort of make your way back through the streets that are now being cleared as people are trying to duck out of the rain. And you sort of see that there are almost little streams that are running along where the pavement is on the road. You sort of see that it's running in certain streets where there's dips. You can sort of see that it's pooling and there's potholes, and they're starting to fill up, and the clouds are really are dark at this point. As you pull through the streets and into the square where that it's all sort of paved, you can sort of see the temple of the House of the Holy Hands that's before you.
So I'd be approaching that first. I'd look to pull the horses up and the wagon up, basically exactly the same place that it left from.
Okay.
As I'm approaching, do I see the priest? Is he anywhere to be seen, or anybody who seems to be official and associated with the building?
No, the doors are the oak doors that are in the front. This is almost like a dome. This building itself, it's probably got sort of small squared off walls, but it's circular. It's domed, and you know that there's sort of as much of this building that's sort of subterranean as it is above. Yeah, you can sort of see that the double oak doors at the front of the white building itself are closed, and you sort of pull up. Now, completely oblivious to the rain, as you cannot get any more wet than you already are at this point.
I'd
Thorin?
take the time to lay the other body of the form that the ex-driver, the retired driver, the Sebastian Vettel of the situation, and lay him in the back of the cart. Not to
You it takes a bit of manoeuvring. It's the weight of a body as you try and do it, and there's a bit of shifting and a bit of heaving to get him there, but you manage it. Thorin, your
Go on, sorry.
Sorry, go on.
Could I check his body for when I was doing it a little bit, for trying to figure out what side of any affiliations he might have been on?
Yeah, just roll a perception. Thorin, as you're sort of pulling into the square, you leaving a slight gap between you and Tavis's wagon, you see that Tavis is now pulling this body over into the back, and as you come up and sort of park up, you see that he's heaved him there, and he's now starting to go over the body. What was your perception? 3. You have a look for a mark. You have a look for the same mark that you bear. In the rain, in damp clothes, trying to maneuver yourself around the body, you don't find it. However, with your familiarity with Zentara themselves, you get a good feel that this is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that's obvious from what you can see. It's just black garments.
And I replace the bottle, however much is left of that stuff that I tried to grab before I lost any.
I mean, you spilt a good glug, but there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot within this bottle of death.
I'm just going to wait till mainly Isla turns up, because he's just directed the entire proceedings, and I'm to see how that goes.
Yeah. So you're in the middle. Like I said, you're in the middle of this square. There are buildings that are ringing it, and this is sort of in the middle. As you're sort of parking up, and Thorin, you sort of pull into the square behind him moments later. Anything that you want to do?
Is this the square where the Holy Hands is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just pull up alongside it and everything alright in there, Tavis?
Yeah, I mean, there's a man down, but they were trying to steal these bodies, so I needed to take care of that situation.
Alright, I'm gonna go check in with the priest.
Do you want to wait for Isla? Because obviously he's got contacts with them. We just seen him, right? We just seen him walking past.
Yeah, he's catching up. I'll just go.
Were you galloping in the carriages or just trotting?
Nah, steady and like
Yeah, just trundling.
I'd say
casual.
realistically, we wouldn't be that far behind at all.
Nah,
would we?
they're not gonna be that far behind.
No, moments.
I would have tried
Moments.
to kept relative pace with what they've got and maybe just kept 30, 40 feet back.
Yeah. So it's moments after, almost like a sort of similar time span to Thorin following Tavis in. You sort of approach between two buildings, the gap between two buildings as it sort of opens out. You can see that the two wagons are there. You can see that Thorin and Tavis are talking to each other. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the House of the Holy Hands to go speak to the priest. I want to get these bodies inside as soon as I can.
Is your guy alive?
Yeah, he's sat there next to Negan. He's hurting, but he's alright. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
I mean,
yeah.
keep an eye on him because he's probably going to want to book it again. Because
He's sat next to Negan. I think he'd be alright.
yeah,
I think Negan's got his arm round his shoulder, looking after the young lad. He's a bit of a crybaby, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Negan's sort of leaning sort of towards him. Every time he's sort of cried out, you don't see it, but you just hear a wince of pain as he sort of grabs hold of his leg to try and warn him to keep his mouth shut. So what are you doing? Are you approaching the doors?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try and speak to the priest.
Yeah, you give a good bang on the door, and for a moment there's no sound. Isla and Ulfgar, you see that Thorin's knocking on the door now that he's off the cart. You see Negan on the cart with the young lad.
I'd go over to where Thorin is and be by him when he's knocking the door. It's like, you alright, Thorin?
Yeah, I just want to get these bodies in as quick as we can.
So there's a few more than what left.
Just the one. Yeah.
So
He had a drink. I don't think we quite realised how potent that stuff was.
oh, did he have a drink of?
That stuff that you tried down in the drug den. That stuff that knocked you on your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just
Couldn't
the
handle
intent.
Couldn't handle his drink, could he?
I think the intent was just to knock him on his ass for a little bit. I haven't checked
We'll
in
see.
on him. I don't know what the situation is, but need to get everyone back inside. Too many people are looking around. At least if
Yeah.
we look like we're bringing them back to the House of the Holy Hands, it looks like we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, well, as far as they're concerned, we can just say that we saw them stealing the bodies and we brought them back.
But he won't answer this bloody door.
Right, just give me 1 sec, and we'll be back in a sec.
I mean that went quite smooth compared to what I thought was going to end up happening.
Could have been a disaster.
In what sense?
Well, the bodies are back to where they needed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's definitely some poetic license considering you just ran someone down on the street.
It's that though, isn't it? Like, it's
That's
hard
me.
to tell what's going on with the law in this city because we had that massive fight in the street and nothing came of it in terms of like law bodies. So it depends where you are when.
Okay, so as you bang on the door, you hear a creak. The door just opens, and you see the bald figure of Priest Sikaris. You sort of see that he's got quite a bruising, red sort of inflamed bruise here on the side of his head, and he sort of looks looks at you, and he sort of rubbing his head. He sort of looks out and he sees that the wagon is back.
Special delivery.
Quickly, bring them inside, please. And he sort of bit wobbly on his feet. He sort of heads back inside the temple.
Give him a nod and head over back. I was like, yeah, let's stay with him.
Yeah, will do. I'll walk back inside. I'll walk inside with the priest.
So currently, what you've got on this this wagon now is 4 bodies. You have 3 males in black, and then you also have a gnome. As you head inside out of the rain, dragging the wet in with you and your wet boots, you sort of slodge in. What's everyone else doing?
But I've heard all that.
Yeah, I also turn around to Thorin. It's not like particularly quietly, so probably everyone can hear. It's like, say, bring the gnome.
I'll bring the gnome first.
Yeah.
I'll start unloading the bodies with whoever wants to help, whether it's Tavis, Megan, or Gar.
Yeah, I'll be helping. Tie the horse up and start unloading from the back of the cart. Gnome first, as per Thorin's request.
Negan, not gently, but not like rough. He pulls the lad off the back of the wagon, and he starts to sort of push and edge him towards the temple. And as he walks inside, he just points to a spot, and the boy goes over. The lad goes over. He sort of slides his way down the wall, clutching his leg, still in quite a lot of pain. But with that, Negan sort of walks back out, and he grabs one of the bigger bodies, and with quite relative ease, sort of slings him over the shoulder, and then starts to walk in. Who's grabbing the gnome?
I was gonna.
I'll have handed him off the back of the thingy to the back of the cart.
Yeah, so Thorin, yeah, you've got hold of the gnome, and you sort of follow in, or you sort of ahead of Negan as Negan sort of come back out and got the body, and then you sort of see that before you within the temple, which is very sort of sparse and quite clean. Yeah, you see the stairs that you descended the last time. Priest Sikaris isn't there. You sort of see that he's headed down, and you begin to see the flicker and the glow as he's lighting sconces in this cold room down below.
Yeah, I'll take the body straight down there and then head back up for the others.
Yeah, you see like the stone plinths that you've seen before, where the bodies were resting. Where you interrogated the dead Xanathars, and yeah, you lay the body down. Negan follows behind you, and he also lays that body down as well before he just heads back upstairs and back outside to grab another one.
Yeah, I'll bring the other body in with Tavish. Get him to give me a hand.
Yeah, so with Negan just slinging one body over and Tavis and Thorin grabbing the next, Isla, you're standing by with Priest Sakaris. I assume you've gone down with him.
Yeah, I'll just help him out doing what he's doing. If he's lighting sconces, if he's looking after the bodies, I'll just generally help him do that. Kind of make small talk, just asking if he's all right. Just I want to help out and that type of thing.
Okay, Ulfgar, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to ask Tavis to give me a hand with one of these bodies, but since he's gone down, I just sort of struggle with one of them out the back of the cart. Eventually, try and pull one onto my shoulder and very precariously make my way into the building.
Yeah, so as you've got it, you sort of see the other two sort of coming out to give you a lift, and between the three of you, you get that body in and downstairs. Isla, you see that Sakaris is, he's a bit dazed. You sort of see that it's not the day that he expected to have been, to have been attacked the way that he has, and he sort of looks at you and he says, I didn't expect you to bring these back as quick as you did. I'm sure the watch will be happy to know that you've aided this day.
Yeah, I just say no, they're pretty efficient of what they do, but we saw them going off with the bodies, and you must have heard about the explosion, and a lot happened right outside our manor. So we kind of had a bit of vested interest in it anyway, to be honest with you. Just making sure that nothing untoward happens. But how are you? Are you all right? Who are those people?
I don't know. We didn't even. Well, we barely got the bodies inside. We got the bodies into the crypt. My young aide, he left. I was going to prepare, wash the bodies. There was a knock on the door, and they kicked the door in front. It caught me on the head. I felt a strike. I tried to stumble out to force them away from the temple, and I just collapsed. By the time you were there, they'd got the bodies and they were leaving. I'm grateful that you could pick me up.
No, anytime. I mean, if it's all right with you, I'll stay and help you, or even prepare these bodies. I understand the task that it takes to get them prepared.
He puts an arm on his shoulder and he says, look, we are both men of faith. But I'm under no delusion you've come here with a task. And I assume it's a similar task to the one that you performed the last time.
So,
Help me prepare these bodies, and then I'll leave you with your work.
I say thank you. I think we've got ourselves accidentally tied up in something that we don't really want to be in. But now that we're in it, we need to look after ourselves. And I think this will really help us.
Well, I'm a great believer in the calling. It's not chosen when it's laid upon you, and if it's laid upon you, it's there for a reason. A man of faith should know that.
I nod at him. I say, I'll go and I'll get some water prepared for cleaning the bodies.
There's some there's some scented oils in the back as well, which we tend to use with some rags. If you'd be so kind as to get them, and we'll begin our work. And you sort of see that at the back of the crypt it's like a set of shelves really, where there's rags, there's like baskets with glass vials in of what look like clear oil and things like that are there to prepare and ready for embalming the dead. And you sort of see that he starts to peel away parts of the clothing and things like that. Just make a performance. No, just make a religion check.
It's a natural 1, but I can't get those because of halfling luck. So I'll get a natural 19 plus 3, 22.
Yeah, you've seen this done before, and rather than sort of asking the questions or what you're doing next, what's happening, you both quietly just get on with the work. And it doesn't really take much time at all. You sort of get into a bit of a routine in terms of preparing, sort of removing garments and oiling these, and once they're laid in this position, you can sort of see that the 3 men that you've got plus the gnome. For the rest of the group, while this is going on, what are you doing?
Am I still with Tavis?
You're in. I assume that you're inside the temple, so wherever you want to be.
Yeah, I'll just walk up to Tavis and say, "How you doing, young man?"
Mate, yeah, I'm okay. I feel like I'm on the outs with Isla. That revelation that I kind of laid down on people didn't go down well at all. Worse than I expected, and I knew it'd be bad. But that's a bit of my past. It kind of doesn't shape me. I don't feel like it's a part really of who I am. It's not anything to do with how I've been operating in this city. So that's what's in my head. And he said, if I want to make myself useful, go after that cart. And I feel like I did that all right.
Did well.
You know, somebody else lost their life, but I can't trust people who are stealing bodies. Like, and we needed to make this as quick as we could. I feel like we've done all right getting these bodies back here, mate. How are you?
Good job. Yeah, good. Just give him time, and he'll come round. I think we're all just a bit shocked. Some of us more than others.
I mean, if
Yeah.
I walk over. I mean, if you wanted to show you weren't a member of the Zentarum anymore, killing them one by one's pretty good way of showing it.
Good start for sure.
And the little fellow here, if you want.
I mean, we need.
I'm kidding.
He starts to really panic, and Negan just sort of leans on it, puts his hands on his shoulder, and just sort of grips him a little bit, and he just he's wide-eyed and really anxious on where all this is leading.
I mean, in all seriousness, we will need to have a conversation about loose ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hand him back over to the guard, can't we? They'll be here soon
Yeah. I
enough.
mean, if you feel like they can be trusted.
Feel free to take your aggression out on him. I won't stop you.
We're
Negan just sort of lets out a little puff of fiery smoke, not like a full blast, but just a little bit, and looks down at the boy, and you sort of see that there is a tremble. What you don't see is the urine, because he's already soaking wet anyway. But
yeah,
he-
that's
he's,
puddle coming.
There's a yellow.
yeah.
Funny smell it there.
can't do that in a holy place like this. Jesus.
He's just like, please let me go. It was just a job. I was just told. I was just asked to come along to give a lift, and I did. I didn't do anything else.
Have you got the mark, boy?
The mark.
You know what I mean.
You sort of see his face go a little bit, sort of got a little bit of an edge to it, where he says, "No, no, I've not been with him that long. You've got to earn that mark."
Insight check.
Yeah, you lied to us, boy.
I feel like I'm watching God of War Ragnarok. Boy.
I only got 12.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, he just pissed himself. Remember saying anything?
Is that a mark you want to earn?
Well, look, it's work, isn't it? It's just. Oh, it pays well. Yeah, it's what I wanted work, but look, if you let me go, I won't go back to there. I won't go and see them again.
Do I believe him?
What do you think, fellas?
I mean, he's not going anywhere right now.
Yeah, we should discuss that out of earshot.
So where were you taking them?
We were going to. God.
It doesn't matter anymore if you're not going back there.
Yeah, the other side of this. Yeah, the other side of this. The other side of this, young man, is that we can look after you. So we're your best hope right now.
He sort of looks at Negan with doubt.
He makes a good bodyguard too.
Well, I don't know what they wanted with him. I don't get invited into any of the meetings. I'm just to be invisible. I'm just there to help. I'm just there to lend a hand. I haven't done anything. I will leave here. I won't go back to them. I won't even tell them I've seen you, and I'll just disappear. I won't. Please just let me go.
Where were you taking them?
The city of dead.
Do I know where that is? Have I heard of that?
Just roll a. Yeah, just because Isla's not there, so just roll a. Just roll an insight, because just be a straight wisdom check, really.
15.
15 on
sorry,
your travels. 16 on your travels through the city when you were heading down towards the trades ward and the likes of Felzoon's Folly, the inn where Harlot Tom was. There were signs for the City of Dead. Or City of the Dead.
So the guy, just going out of character, Daryl, the guy who was the driver of the carriage originally, told me they were going. We should be going to the 3 something. What was that? I can't remember it.
3 souls.
under the order of Floxin. So I know that this is an area more than an actual place. It's like a larger area. It's not a single place. The city
You've seen signs. That's what you've seen.
Yeah. And where in the City of Dead were you taking them?
The Three Souls. It's a hideout. It's an outpost.
And who runs it?
Well, no one in particular. There's a lot of people that come and go, but I'm not privy on knowing who they are. I'm not privy on knowing what their businesses are.
We've been there.
Sorry, what's your name, by the way? I always forget to ask.
My name is Yash.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Ash. Sorry I hit you with the wagon. I'm glad to see that you didn't get too hurt.
I've got a half a mind to make you roll persuasion on that one.
I mean, I'm being honest.
Go on, make him do it.
If you're being honest, it's fine.
Where is it?
Persuasion should be good for you.
Yeah, it's 25.
Okay. In the scenario where he's at with Negan right by his side, you seem to be his best bet of surviving this encounter. So you see that you've got his attention.
So, how many times have you been there?
Yeah, a few. I've just been running errands. I go there, pick up a job. That's about it. Do a job, go back, get paid. Give me a little bit of coin. Gets me some food, gets me some ale. It all depends.
What
Got
about
a couple of
for
silvers
this
one.
job? What'd you get for this job?
Silver. Not a lot. Like, the way that it works is they want you to show your loyalty. They want to show that you're committed to the cause. They want you to prove to them that you're worthy, and then it all starts to come after that. I've done a few small-time jobs running errands. But we were just...
How did you get involved?
Well, Colborne, the man that was driving.
Colborne.
Yeah, he I got talking to him in a tavern once. He said, do I need coin? I did. I haven't really got anywhere to stay. So, yeah, he said, do I want to, do a couple of jobs? I didn't even know what it was for. Some of them were weird, like really weird.
Like what?
But I had to go and get like a clutch of eggs, once. Let's go and pick some up. It's outside the city. Just eggs.
General eggs.
Well, they were a little bit bigger, like a dark greeny colour. But anyway, yeah, you deliver eggs. Just random tasks, really.
The dark green eggs ring a bell with me at all.
Eggs are eggs.
I know, yeah, but dark green's a bit weird.
Sure as eggs is eggs.
You got any family, Ash, or is it just you?
Just me. My dad is a bit of a drunk. My mum, she left on a ship. I was only young. But well, I used to look after my brother, but my brother got sick, and then he died. My dad's useless, so it was just me. I used to hang around and cut the odd purse, but that never really worked out. Did a little bit for a merchant once, just like, lifting and carrying, fetching and all that. No different really to what I'm doing now, but well, his purse ran dry and he went bust. It sort of left me, out in the open, really. Like I said, I'm at Colborne. He said, you want a job? And, well, desperate times, isn't it?
So you knew this stuff that you were doing was illegal?
Hell, thing I've done all my life's illegal.
Not that.
Where'd you draw the line? Stomach's still growling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fair question.
I'm not being, I'm not being funny. He sort of looks up at Negan so you sort of see his reaction. I'm not being funny, but, you lot are running around the streets running people over. So, what are you lot into?
Well, I said I'm sorry.
Give it a rest.
Could have been a lot worse.
I take out my cartographer's tools. So just a bit of parchment and a quill, and ask him to draw us a brief little quick sketch as to where that 3 souls is. And at the same time, hand him 2 silver pieces and say, you got another little bit of work, draw us this map, and you can take that home with you for feed your stomach.
Draw a map. And you sort of see him just looking at it, and he looks back at you. Well, it's a city of dead. I can't really draw a map of the city of dead. I'd like to, and really would like to help you out. But, well, where'd you start mapping a graveyard? I've never. It's huge. What do you want? I know how to get there, but drawing a map's a little bit complicated.
So you talk me through it, I'll draw the map. Pocket the
City
silver.
of Dead.
No, the 3
is
souls.
huge.
I don't want a map to the City of Dead, the 3 souls in particular.
Look, the 3 souls are 3 mausoleums. They all face each other in almost like a triangle. But there's a lot of mausoleums in the City of Dead. There's a lot of graves and tombs and all sorts. I don't even know where to begin. What's that?
How do you identify the ones that you need?
Identify what ones? I just know where they are.
Do you have any markings on them?
Well, yeah. Each one has got a name. There's Fazul Chembril. And then there's the second one, which is Shememon.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Manchun.
Manchun. And are these?
You've done well. You've done well enough. You can keep this over.
So I was just roll a history check.
Are these in the middle of the graveyard, south side, west side?
I know how to get 'em. It's huge. Surely you've been in the city. Surely you've seen the city of dead. It's huge. I know which path to take. I know which path to turn off and follow. I know how to get there. I couldn't draw you. It's massive. I couldn't draw you a map.
I'm asking you.
17.
17. Okay, one sec. Okay, so Tavis, there's a bit of resonance there in terms of the things that this Yash is saying.
Yeah, I run downstairs to tell Isla absolutely everything. No, I don't.
Okay, Isley, at this time you're now starting to finish up, just getting the rest of the oil off your hands and satisfied that the task is complete. You and Sakaris really working in quiet sort of harmony, if you like, just sort of getting on with the job at hand. And you know that this is more to appease him in his temple than something that you wanted to do. You didn't, I assume you didn't want to get your hands dirty in terms of this, but you feel that the appeasement, and you can hear that there's chatter above, that the group is talking on the floor above.
Cool. Happy days. Could you just pull me into the other room for a second, please, Darren?
Into the other room?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, one sec. Where are we?
Think about Yash, guys. What should we do with him?
I think we should
Oh,
let
that's
the City Watch take him.
Do you feel we can trust the City Watch?
No.
I feel like the less that is known about us, the better from the City Watch point of view. I wonder if we could potentially offer him to come and work for us for a little bit.
Well, I did think his brother died from an illness. Did his brother die from the plague in the Copper District?
Yeah.
Could we rope him in to help him with what's his name? Blackwood.
Are we trying to find out where Blackwood is? Yeah. I mean, whatever he could do, like even if it's just a bit of simple labour whilst we're trying to get the tavern up and running. I just think, not that we necessarily want to, but Tavis's point of view, he's just killed somebody for not very much of a reason, and he didn't even mean to. Because honestly, from Tavis's point of view, that stun potion, I know that potion stuns people. I know when Isla sucked it, it stunned him.
Yeah.
So my assumption would be it would stun him for fucking ages if he drank a lot of it. And I was miles wrong. So he's dead. But to this lad, I just think if we let the authorities have him, there's a leak there. If we let him just go, there's a leak there. He's probably going to go back to the Zentarum. Maybe we keep him close for at least a little bit, till at least this portion of what's happened blows over, and just give him a little bit of gold, bit of silver, whatever. Get him to do a couple of little errands for us to help us get the tavern up and running. We keep him close at the same time. I think we've still got spare rooms at Troll Skull.
I don't think we do have spare rooms. I think they're all gone.
Are they? I don't know how many rooms there were. So we've got.
But yeah, I mean, we send him off on
Either way,
errands.
he could pull up a bedroll on the floor, couldn't he?
Yeah, but we send him off on errands, and there's no telling where he's gonna go.
We'll know if he comes back first day, won't we? We'll know one way or another.
I know, but if we start letting him into our place and
Yeah, true. Yeah. No easy decision, I suppose, as to what we do with him. I just don't like the idea of handing him over to the authorities because I think it's all bent this city, and I think because what Maloon just said to me, and I can say this in game, is that we were starting to build up some renown. We were starting to get a name for ourselves. Troll School was starting to get mentioned. If this gets linked back to us as well, just the more we do, the more of a target we paint over ourselves.
He tell you to lie low.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was just saying, Paul, do we like try and get this young lad, Yash, and just try and employ him to do a couple of jobs for us?
Yes, it's worth considering. Whether we can trust him or not, I guess. But
I don't think we can trust him.
We can't trust him, but we can't trust the city guard either if we hand him over to them, can we?
coin talk.
It's not our problem then.
What he says to who he says it to could be our problem, couldn't it?
Maybe we should just kill him.
I mean, I'm not.
Dead men.
I'm not
Dead
up
men
for
tell no tales.
I'm not up for killing him. I'd rather see him out the city.
Send him for a long walk off a short pier.
Banish him.
Yeah, we could try that.
Give him some gold and send him on his way.
Who's he got left here? Just his drunk father.
His drunk father. His mum's sailed away.
And the memory of his. Yeah. Go buy yourself passage on a boat. Try and find your mum. Best thing you can do right now.
Yeah, but we got no way of ensuring that he's on the boat. At least if we walk him out of the city, we can see him out of the city.
It's the same thing, and it can just turn around.
Mm.
I'd rather. I think we just chuck him a few gold and tell him to scram and don't come back to Waterdeep. I like that.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Whatever we do, we can come back to haunt us.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Hi.
Okay, Isla.
Yeah, I'll just make my way back upstairs.
Okay, yeah, and you sort of see that they're all crowded around this young individual. Everyone's sort of dripping wet, and you see that Tavis is holding a scroll that he's pulled from his cartographer's kit. As you arrive up the stairs, you hear the pottering behind you of Sakaris as you head up the stairs.
Well, Zakaris is behind me.
He's still pottering downstairs. He's tidying away things, gathering up the garments that have been taken off the bodies, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I just go off and see if you found any information on.
Yeah, we've haven't been having a good chat with Yash here. He's been relatively helpful. He's told us about where the bodies were going. He says he doesn't know why. I'm inclined to believe him. We're going to the Three Souls in the City of Dead. Just give us a description of what that looks like. How do we get in, Yash? How do you get in there?
I don't. I have to wait at the door, and then I'm given my instructions, and I'm asked to leave. I am not a fully fledged member, I don't go in.
Okay, Corbin, go in.
I never seen him in there. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, who told you to wait outside when you went?
Well, that's what he does. Normally we just get there. This is probably like the second job I've done with Corborn, but normally you just knock. Someone comes to the door. They hand you a bit of paper or give you a message, tell you what to do, and you just go away and do it and come back, and they give you money and you go.
Who did Corborn report to? Must have heard names.
No. Like I said, I must have been there 4 or 5 times. Every time I've been there, there's someone different. It's never the same face.
Is there a... Did it seem like it was a particular knock?
You just knock on the door. Someone comes to the door and
Which mausoleum did he knock on?
it's always Manchun.
It's always Manchun. Well, what do you want to happen now, Yash?
What do you mean?
What do you
I
think?
just want to be like. I just want to go. I just want to go.
What do you think we should do?
What else can I tell you? That's it. I'm not being like involved in anything major, but hell, running small errands. That's it. In the hope that maybe it might lead to something a bit more. Fat chance of that now. I'm spilling my guts to you lot.
So we send you on your way, and where do you go?
Wherever. I don't know.
You gonna stay in the city?
No. I've been thinking about it for a while. I'll maybe go to the docks and see if I can get passage. See if I can get on a ship. Maybe be a deckhand or something.
Well, we'll think on it. Sit tight. I pull Ursula aside. What do you think we should do with him?
So, I might have an idea. And I go up to him. Is it, Steve, have you got any family in the sea?
No. Oh, no. Not anymore.
And
Wait.
so you've,
Where'd your dad
His
go?
dad's around.
He was a drunk. I don't know. I've not seen him in years. Not since Mum, but I only really had my brother, and when he got ill, it was just me.
I say to him, listen, you've come into this holy house. You've hurt people. You've beat people. Now, I may be able to pull a favour and possibly get a roof over your head, give you some food, potentially turn your life around. I can speak to the priest here, see if he can offer you this, and in return, you work for him. Maybe find some faith. You know, your brother was ill. You've lost your family, but hurting other people, it doesn't make it right. The way you can make it better is by helping people. It may not be a glamorous lifestyle, but it's a roof over your head, it's food, and it's a job. And you may get something greater from it. You may find a higher power.
Just I'd say roll a persuasion with advantage.
Where is it? Equation 16.
You just sort of quietly nod. You can sort of see that he's calculating in his head what that means in the long term. Okay. Okay. And he starts to push himself up, and Negan sort of takes his arm away, the hand off him. And he starts to struggle to his feet.
And I go and see the priest, and just have that conversation and say, listen, the boy upstairs, I think I see some good in him, and I think he may have seen the error of his ways. Would you be able to take him in, teach him your ways, our ways? Maybe he'll find faith and, provide you with some services, help you around here, and maybe even to a point offer you a little bit of protection. If he steps out of line, just let us know at Troll School, and we'll come back and have a word.
My instinct was to say no, but I can't stand here and give you the spiel about it being a calling, and then not answer my own. If he's willing to learn, then I'm willing to teach him.
Okay, keep
I don't think I ever caught your name.
Isla Jotentide.
I'm Sikaris. You've always got a place in here, and well, wherever you go, I wish you luck.
And you. I'll swing by time to time, check up on him. And like I say, any issues, let me know.
And with that, he carries on his business.
So I go back and say to Asher, you have a home here for now. Work hard, listen, learn, and maybe you can turn your life around.
As Isla went downstairs to speak back to Zakaris, I was taking Ulfgar to one side and just like holding my head in a bit frazzled and just but quietly so nobody else can hear, just saying, man, that Isla is just like such a force for good. He always seems to come down on the side of the light. I feel like I'm living my life in the shadows, and we just sat here debating what to do with this kid, and he comes along with like an almost perfect solution that we didn't think of.
He's a great guy. But it goes what you said. He thought that there's four of us here who didn't think of that. You shouldn't compare yourself to him. We all have our traits that are really good, including you. So we all bring something to this group. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, you're right. I feel bad right now, but I feel glad that he's around and can look to the light.
Definitely. This whole thing will blow over.
Anyway. Job at hand. Let's get back to it.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do now?
So Izzo's come back upstairs again and spoken to Yash after that, hasn't he? So sort of retrofit. I'm being entirely bashful around Isla, so I'm not gonna speak or suggest anything. I've done what I've done, and we are where we are, and I'm keeping quiet and waiting to be told more or less what to do.
How's the leg, Yash?
It'll be alright.
Is it visibly
well-
cut?
No, just been trampled.
I'll go up to him and I'll just cast the level 1. Don't know if I've got Cure Wounds or Healing Word. I'll cast level 1 Cure
Doesn't he
Wounds.
literally work for a cleric now? Who can fix him?
Yeah, it's a show of good faith. Yeah, I'll just cast Cure Wounds on him and give him 5 plus something.
Yeah, he sort of rubs his leg.
11.
And he sort of looks at you, and you sort of see him get a little bit humble, really. When I got pulled in here, I didn't think it would end this way, and didn't think it would turn out this way. And I've done some bad things out of desperation. But I'm willing to do what you said. And I'm going to try.
That's all I can ask. You'll be tested. We all get tested. In our own way. And there'll be times when there'll be an easy way out. And it'll take all the willpower to say no. But if you can overcome that, then you'll find enlightenment. And you'll find a happy and content life. And hopefully a long one. Not one that ends up behind bars. Or worse, downstairs lying on a table.
He sort of nods. And you hear the approach of Sakaris behind you. And he has like a wide, sort of, not deep, but sort of wide, like, bucket with the oil that's in it that's being used. And he says, and that enlightenment starts with emptying this. Now, follow me. And he sort of leads to the back of the temple, and the lad starts to follow with this bucket. And you sort of see that where the back wall is, where there is like a holy sort of mural on this wall. It's almost like an optical illusion with the stone, and there is actually a passageway that goes behind it. And he sort of leads him off in that direction. They sort of leave the room,
As
leaving there.
As he's leaving, I'll call out to the priest. A moment before you leave.
He touches the boy on the shoulder to just pause, just on the edge of just disappearing around the wall. Then he turns to you.
I take out a pouch and put 40 gold in it, and say, to help feed the boy for now.
Well, prayers do get answered. Thank you. He nods at you, and then he nods again at you, Isla, and then he urges the boy forward through the back of the temple.
Right, come on, we got work to do.
Back to the plan, is it? Speak to these corpses. That all still possible, Isla?
Let's turn around and say, there's no more work here to be done. We should go back to Trollskull.
I thought we needed to speak to the gnome.
I'll just walk out the door. And just to carry on saying, listen, they could be here to have a look at the bodies anytime soon. There's no more work here to be done. Let's just get out of here and we'll talk back at the manor.
Okay.
If you say so.
As you open the door, you see that the dark clouds have broken. The rain has stopped. Still dark clouds in the sky, but now shafts of bright light of the sun now beam through, reflected on all the myriad of puddles that are there within the square, reflecting the light back, and you feel the warmth of that light. You feeling the warmth on your face, feeling the deeds that you've just done, the water on the floor, the smell of the sea in your nostrils, just takes you to a place where you feel at peace, where you feel content. As you step out, you see that the people have come back out from the shelter that they were in, and are now starting to sort of see movement within the streets beyond. The wagons and the horses are still alongside the temple. As you walk out onto the pavement.
Yeah, I just take a few seconds, just stand there and look up, with eyes closed, and just take that deep breath. Just let it wash over me.
Yeah, inhaling this really large breath and holding it for a few moments before just letting it out really slow, allowing that sea air to fill your lungs, and feeling the gaze of Valkyr upon you, and taking that moment to be at peace, even with all the chaos that's going on around you. For the rest of you, what do you do?
So, one of these carts belonged to the Holy Hands or the City Watch who were bringing their bodies here. The other one presumably belonged to that criminal gang. Think we can avail ourselves of a cart, or should we just leave it and head back to Trollskull on foot?
Seems relatively nice day. We haven't got anywhere to store it. So let's just walk back.
Not far, true.
Yeah, I will have just walked past the carriages and started making my way nice and steadily on foot.
And as you all walk out into the square itself, the door of the temple closing behind you, over the next days and weeks and months, there is a there's an aria montage of being in the House of Black and White going on for Yash.
Wow.
But he is in safe hands. As you all walk out, just make a perception check for me.
60.
25.
Natural one.
Thorin, you've got your eyes closed.
It's sunny. I
It's
can't
really
see.
bright up here.
Sun is in your eyes.
Isla sees everything.
Isla, as you take that inhale of a breath, and you release it slowly, and you look up, just staring up at the sky, staring up at these clouds that are parting and these rays that are coming down. You see a long bird-like shape, and it catches you off balance, because you've never really seen, or you've never seen one of these before. But what you see is quite thin body, these sort of long, really fine wings that are just gracefully flapping. But the body of this creature is moving in a side-to-side manner, almost like it's swimming through water. And what you see flying overhead is a flying snake.
I generally pointed out to everyone and go, like, the fuck is that? Do I feel threatened by it? Does it seem threatening anywhere, or is it just passing?
No,
over?
it's just flying over.
Do
Do I
any
recognise it? Yeah.
a glimpse of it after Isla says, "What's that?"
Tavis, you recognise this as being a flying snake, as being the main mode of message sending for the Zentarim.
Would I know what that meant?
It would mean that there was someone that was sending a message, and that message was heading with that snake.
How big is it?
Yeah, I would say it was about a 3 to 4 foot snake. Which would, if it was just a normal snake, would be sort of in your hand, sort of forearm in size, coiled round. Wings would be, I don't know, say, it'd be like wingspan of 1.5 foot.
How far away is it?
It's, you sort of spot it flying over and then heading towards the other side of the square.
I'll say that's a message. That's a Zentarim message being sent.
Why don't you get your bird friend to follow?
I can try. I'll bamf out the magpie and send it up, but try and tail it with a distance. I only have 100 feet. Okay, Thorin, you're going to need to grab me because I won't be able to see or hear anything.
Could I cast Guide and Bolt at it? Is it within range of Guide and Bolt? I'm going to try and shoot it out the sky. 124, I think it is.
Yeah, it's well within that.
Magpie stats.
If I see him miss, I'll follow it up with Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
So what?
I mean, it's kind of an obvious way of sending messages, really, isn't it?
Those are natural creatures.
Okay, roll the attack then for the guiding bolt.
12 plus 6, 18.
Yeah, 18 hits. Roll damage.
12.
12.
Yep.
Yeah, that obliterates the flying snake. The bolt itself striking. Is it a bolt from the sky or is it a bolt from you?
It'd be a bolt from me.
Is it a bolt from you? Yeah. So you reacting really quickly, just send out this bolt. It's not like lightning. It's more like a radiant laser beam of brilliant light. So Thorin, your eyeballs are taking a right punishment today. As this strikes this snake, and it just sort of sends it into a bit of a spin, a bit of a spiral, and it comes to sort of land on the sort of cobbles in front of you.
Nice shot.
Cheers. But better to be lucky than good. Can I go over and grab it and see if there's any parchment or anything on it?
Yeah. Wrapped around the end of the snake is a bundle which has been sort of carefully tied. What looks like a small scroll that's been wound around it and then tied to it.
Does anyone seem to have noticed the fact I've just blasted a snake out of the sky?
Make a perception.
25.
Again, just scanning the rooftops, you manage just to the north of you, so not quite in line with the building because you won't be able to see past it, but just slightly off to one side, you see a shadow figure just moving in between the rooftop.
Could I send the bird up to see? Because I tried to send the bird up to intercept the snake, and fortunately, Isla's guiding bolt didn't accidentally shoot the magpie.
There's time.
To try and see what I see up there.
Yeah, you don't catch what Isla catches. So what Isla seen was the shadow disappearing. So when you send the bird up, you're looking from scratch. So just make a perception check.
14.
14. You do some circling. Just having a look around. And you.
I also, Daryl, because of the stat block that you created, there's a 25% chance that I get distracted. The magpie
Oh yeah, so roll your.
Roll a d4.
No. So you percentile dice.
Yes.
It's good. Over 75 or less than 75.
Yeah, so you want to roll over 25, don't you?
I roll the 2. I roll just the 1.
You rolled two tens. So if you've got, I don't know if you've got the I've got a
709000. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
tens
that one.
Yeah, so you
I've got
roll
that
that one and then your normal D10. So you'll have your tens and then you'll have your single digit. And you wanna roll over 25.
They were pretty dice.
I got 15.
Yeah, so as it starts to go up, on top of the temple itself is like a golden sort of spire, like a piece at the top. It's all quite ornate, and as the magpie starts to go up, it just catches the eye. And just starts to veer off that way before you manage to concentrate and put it back on track. Sort of sharing this space within a creature is very new and strange. But getting it back on track, you search and you look and you don't see anyone.
Okay. Cool.
I just turn to the group and just say, listen, there's eyes on the rooftops. If what Tavis has said to be true, then I've just shot one of their message sends out the sky, and we've just left 3 of their dead colleagues in that building behind us.
Maybe we should get out of here.
Or maybe we should stay.
Should we read the message first before we make a decision?
Maybe best off not doing that outside, just in case.
You wanna go back in the temple?
Yeah, maybe for the best to see what the message says. Or unless there's anywhere,
Jump in the back of the
Well,
wagon.
keep an eye on it.
Head in. Me and Tavis will keep an eye out here.
Alright, let's slip back into or at least into the alcove of the temple by the doorway and just take.
Yeah, it's a fairly substantial sort of archway that sits above the doorway that you can just sort of gain a bit of cover in, and obviously see in the direction of the individual on the rooftop. You manage to you know that you're out of sight of that particular area.
Yeah.
So you have a look at the scroll, yeah?
Please, yeah.
Yeah, so you open up the scroll and you read they have failed. The bodies have been returned.
Okay. I'm assuming that Tavis and Thor and Negan, everyone's like within general earshot of where I am.
Yeah.
I'll just say they know that we brought the bodies back. I'm not sure if they're going to make another attempt on retrieving them. But I don't know whether it's worth telling Zakaris to get out of here or getting the City Watch, or telling Zakaris to get the City Watch involved.
And we have no benefit from speaking to these bodies anymore.
There's no work left to be done in here. Well, I said we'll talk back at the tavern. I don't want to speak out where there could be people.
Negan says, I could always stay here on watch.
Well, Negan, it's the most likely place you're going to be able to get your axes wet.
Look, if you're heading back to the manor, then I'll stay here and I'll watch. I'll wait for the dusk, and then I'll head back.
So, if you need us, you've got the sending stone, yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, big man.
I give him like a smack the back of his knee or something. I'll try to give him some loving.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's fair enough.
And then he kind of like holds his hand out a little bit. It's awkward, but it's something.
Yeah, it's fine. I can live with that.
Pats him on the head.
Oh yeah.
Although you get that out of Negan. That's almost affection, that.
Yeah. See you later, big man.
Yeah, and he pushes the door open and gives you a nod. Then he closes the door behind.
Right, let's get back to the tavern.
Right,
Are you going on foot?
No, let's take this cart in case we need to come back quick.
Yeah.
We're taking the cart.
Yeah. I'll hop back up in the driver's seat and drive us back.
So who's got Tavis? Because Tavis right now is.
I was with
No, he's still up in the sky with the magpie in it.
Thorin.
Oh yeah, I let him go. Oh, this is gonna take some getting used to. I get back off the cart and go give him a shake.
Okay, I don't know exactly how that works, but I think once I'd realised that I'd failed and got distracted by the shiny thing, I'd have probably bounced back into Tavis, and then I'll jump in the back of the cart.
Okay.
Now, we need to figure out a way of alerting you when we're changing our mind on something.
Yeah, well, let's give it a little test now. I'm gonna bump into the bird. By the way, the bird's called Thor. I'm gonna bump into Thor. Scout around the corner. I'm not gonna come back I'm not gonna come back to me unless anything untoward happens or I see anything dodgy come in. But you shake me. See if it wakes me back into me. Okay?
Will do.
3, 2, 1. Thor. And just fly around the corner just to see what's
Punch
happening.
him in the dick.
I was gonna say, who wants to do the honors, guys?
Hello, me.
Roll the attack
I mean, Jesus Christ, we were almost pulling straws for that.
with advantage because he is absolutely clueless you're about to do it.
This is amazing.
Can his
Right,
legs
what
reach
do I
that high?
put?
He's punching.
I thought he was
Strength,
kicking.
isn't it? Just add your strength modifier, yeah.
Yeah.
That's only a +1. 17. Or it doesn't even hit his armor class, that.
No, it definitely does, yeah.
Okay. Roll for damage.
1d4 +1.
Yeah.
Oh! Plus
Oh.
1. 5.
Oh yeah. He gives you a really good jab to the balls. This is new. We're now punching a drow in the balls.
You know what else is you know what else is new?
Reflex.
Uncanny dodge.
Are you there to dodge it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you feel that. For me, I think that the hearing is still you, isn't it? It's the sight.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I will turn round to Thorin and say, I'm going to punch him in the dick. And then I punch him in the dick.
Does he get the paralyzed condition for 6 seconds?
Yeah, you either way, even without sound, you definitely feel that, Tavis.
Yes. Do I take the hit points?
Yeah.
Of what was it? 5?
5.
Can I uncanny dodge? No.
No.
Ouch.
Now,
Tavis is on
For
But
me-
do I come back to me from the bird?
that would be on your choosing, wouldn't it? But you're in pain, so I imagine that you. Well, it's up to you.
Okay.
You just had a
perfect.
sharp pain to your balls.
I come back to me. One hand goes straight down to the ball. I'm like, oh fuck! And the other is like, high five, it worked.
He's left hanging.
I look up at his hand that I clearly cannot reach anyway.
Or down low.
Done that.
I do leave him hanging. But at the same time, I also say, at least we know it works.
Yeah. Just reading the spell. I am deaf and blind.
Right. Okay.
So touch would work. So in future, Isla, that was perfect. Like that worked really well. But we can perhaps tone down the level of intimacy used, and B the force, because just a quick shoulder tap would be absolutely fine by me.
I felt like I owed you that one anyway.
Come on, let's go.
Conversation for later.
Hop in the cart.
So yeah, are you going straight into the tavern?
Yeah.
I
think so.
I'm going to be just constantly scanning rooftops.
On the way, I'd try and okay. Can we try this again without punching me in the dick? Because I'm just sat in the back of a wagon anyway, so I can't really see what's going on.
Of course we can.
But I can help us be, eyes and ears above what's going on, so we've got a bit of a better idea, and we've seen some rooftop action before, so I can come back down and alert us if that's gonna happen. I can be 100 feet ahead of the action in case we've got another. We've had a bit of been set upon before, a little bit of an ambush, so I can kind of give us a heads up about that if it's possibly going to happen. But again, just to reiterate, it's only necessary to just tap me on the shoulder. That is absolutely fine. That will completely suffice in terms of notice with regards to any reason that I might need to bounce back down into Tavis form and not be up there as Thor.
Of course we can. Where's he sat? Where's he sat on the
I
cart?
agree with everything that you just said.
And
Got
what?
him.
I don't know.
And what? So I can choose to go where I want now because I have a back into me. So I'll just sit in the back of the wagon, and deliberately sit there with both hands over my balls.
Cuppage.
Can I ask Daryl how it would work if I wanted to make him roll a persuasion check and what that would be against?
What, that he's trying to persuade you not to punch him in the balls?
He's trying to persuade me to tap him on the shoulder.
You wouldn't have a check. Either you feel that Isla would be persuaded by that, or he wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, and not trusting that I've earned that much credit in the bank yet. And also, just in case, I will do double cuppage and then slump away as I send the bird flying ahead of me to make sure that we as a party and as a group and as trusted individuals who care about each other and have vested interests and
Such a positive person.
now that he's deaf and blind, I turn to Thorin and say, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm probably going to slug him in the face.
I mean, he's out of my reach. I'm sat up here.
Beautiful.
So I just do that until I see that the cart has reached Troll Skull, and then I bounce back into Tavis, and I'll just play out whatever happens in the meantime.
Isla teabags him awake.
Oh, proper stepbrother style. Teabagging the drum kit. Nice.
Did we just become best friends?
Oh no, now I've got a stepbrothers in my head now.
Oh. Right, yeah, so do I see anything behind?
Well, he felt yours, it's only right that you feel his.
25.
Keep an eye out. No, you don't see anything.
Natural 19, still Nightman.
Have you sent Saw up? Have you gone into Saw?
Ahead of where we're going, just ahead of us, just make sure and nothing's on the rooftops or no obvious ambush like we've previously experienced.
Yeah. So you get a good view of the street below. You can see yourself down there and almost keeping an eye on what's going on you, as well as sort of following and circling above the wagon and sort of keeping an eye out. Just roll your just because you are looking, although I'm not going to make you roll a perception, just roll your percentiles just to see if you're getting distracted in any way.
Getting distracted by Isla.
What's a 0?
100.
100, yeah.
So I got a 40 on the tens dice and a 0 on the D10.
50.
Yeah,
50%.
that should be.
It'd be 40.
It'll just be 40, yeah.
Oh, so it's either a 10 or a 0.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing shiny catching your attention as you're flying around. Excuse me. Yeah, and you guys are making your way back to the tavern. Doesn't take that long to get there. 10 minutes if that, and you're back in. You see the rubble of the Corellan's crown as you pull into your little road.
What's the street looking like now?
Aside from the damage that's been caused, it's it's back to business as usual.
Has the building been boarded up or anything?
Not that you can see, no.
I look around for somewhere to pull up with the horse and cart, somewhere to try and stash it.
I mean, where you are, it's quite quiet. You've got this sort of like open space that's in front of the tavern, where your stone sort of steps are going up to the main door itself. You haven't really got anywhere really to sort of. There is like a railing that goes alongside the steps that you could possibly tie, but it'd be a hell of a length of rope to sort of tie off the horse to it. But in terms of like feeding and watering the horse, you haven't really got the
facilities now.
The facilities for that.
I just say to Thorn, maybe didn't Rimple have a storage for a carriage?
Yeah, it's got his in it. Maybe he's got room.
I'd say it might be worth maybe trying to do it, because this could come in handy if we're ever adventuring around town or even away from town. But
Can send one of his birds to let him know and
Well,
come
no.
pick it up.
We'll keep it here for now. We might need it.
just a quick one. What are we doing with the horse?
How many horses are there? 1, 2?
One.
Just feed it and give it some water.
Is there a place to tie the horse up around the back?
Nope.
Yeah, we'll just take the horse off the cart and tie it to the railing.
A horse walks into a bar.
Yeah. So the wagon that you've got is a single axle. So as you release the horse and allow the wagon to drop, it just drops up and leaves the central beam at the front just sort of sticking up. You sort of wheel that over into a position where it's sort of not left in the middle of the road, and you tether the horse up to the rail. Quite docile anyway, so it's not really putting up a fight. It's just sort of lingering there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go and we can sort some food in a little bit.
Yeah. Relatively speaking, you've probably been gone for probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in total. As you walk in.
Is that including going to the?
Oh no, you went to the unit. Yeah, no, you've been gone for. Yeah, I've been gone for for a few hours then. Frederick's not there, and neither is Fowler at this time.
Oh, is Fowler gone? Good.
Oh, looks like the place is ours for now.
Yeah, well, you might want to grab a beer.
I will definitely take a beer or cider if someone wouldn't mind pouring me one. And I'm just going to head down to the cellar and check on the Mike.
I'll go and make 4 drinks.
Thank you.
Mike
Thank you,
the
sir.
Mike Horrid.
Mike for Mike on it.
I'll sit them down on the table together.
Yeah, so I'll say set the table.
Okay.
Is Mike okay?
Yeah, you find the area where you busted the wall, where the shield was, where you've seen it. It's quite dirty in there and things like that, and it is in there and seems quite content. The sort of psychic vibe that you get is one of calm, not of fear.
And just
I just say to Thorin, what's he been feeding him?
No idea. Ask him.
just say okay, Mike. Welcome to know you as. Hope you're alright down here. You seem better off than you were before. I'm still working on trying to get you back home. I can't promise anything, how long that'll take. If there's any way you can tell me how long that'll take, or what's best for you, or how I might help you, feel free to do so. I'm going to pour a bit of water, just for my water skin, just down here. If there's anything else you need, anything else you can tell me anyway, you can communicate. I'm just trying to do my best for you, having taken you away from that place. Give it a few seconds. If I hear nothing, feel nothing, I'll retreat back upstairs.
I felt like making you roll to make sure you got the right water skin there.
I was going to ask the same thing. I was going to say it's dark in there. Does he get the right water skin?
Does he get the right one?
Oh, I know, because, A, my water skin I'm not used for a while, and the other one has been definitely used. And B, that is a harrowing experience that Tavis has gone through. He tried to stun somebody and just make them incapacitated for a while, and immediately killed them.
And he's not into fungal.
Trauma.
That's the most powerful I have ever been, and I didn't know why it was going to happen, and I didn't necessarily expect it.
I say to Isla, at least it seems like he cares about it.
Yeah. I don't really have much to say other than he's in the wood mushroom.
Okay, Tavis. So what are you doing?
So if I don't hear anything back or have any vibes, anything, or I don't get
Yeah,
any...
it's all what you're sort of getting back in your head is like a feeling of it's a range of emotion. Just imagine him as being like a psychic, emotional 8-ball.
Okay.
Is Isla gonna like me again? Don't count on it.
It doesn't look good.
I'm pretty certain it's like a D4 or a D8 that's in that magic 8-ball anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. I'll as long as I'll go back upstairs. That's fine. I just want to make sure he's still there. He's still okay.
Yeah, you're getting content.
I don't know if
Feelings.
I'm worried. Tavis, I'm worried that I'm not sustaining him. That he's not got food or whatever he needs but I don't know that. I'm trying to. I remember when he was in that really intense state that I heard that he wanted help, and I'm hoping that at some point I will feel something else from him that helps me understand how to care for him before I can return him back. But if I don't, then I'll just return back up to the guys and focus on what's day-to-day job, what's important, what's going on. That's fine.
Yeah, like I said, you don't really other than like a content, and it's to do with more to do with a feeling of safety than anything else. Is what you're getting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll get back upstairs. Sorry guys, just had to make sure. I was just checking in on the mic on it. I don't know how you all feel about that, but for me, it's like we all kind of saved him, and he particularly took to me, so I do feel responsible for him. I just want them to be okay. Yeah. Sorry, I should have probably been more preoccupied with us and what we're doing, but sometimes if you can do a little bit of good, sometimes just that little thing can be easier than the whole rest of the choices that you've got in life that might be more complicated. So yeah, dude, excuse me, I know we've got stuff we need to talk about. The fact that he's still doing alright, and obviously way better than the place that we took him from, kind of makes me feel a bit better about stuff, but yeah.
Isla has an internal monologue of how woke Tavis is with pronouns.
Isla should love that shit.
It was just a he, they, them, it.
Oh, lack of woke. Yeah. Oh, it's just initially tough to get your head around.
It is a plant.
And when one can't choose, even ascribing the neutral is a choice that you're making for them. So it feels unjust.
It was an internal thing. I enjoyed it. That was all.
Whilst you're saying that, Liv appears, walks towards the table, hears it, and then in Homer style just walks backwards and disappears again.
You and me both, Liv. You and me both. Okay.
Okay, so sitting down with your cups of ale.
Yeah, I go get another one.
And I just turn around and go, listen, I spoke with the gnome while we were there, and I got some information out of him.
Who was he? Where was he from?
Well, he was Dalekar. He worked for Lord Neverember, and weirdly, he was coming to see us.
Whoa.
The
Dalekar, who Rainier told.
Yeah.
Rainier told us about.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys know that like Rainier and Ezreal were a thing? Is that?
That's new.
Like when we were together in the portal, it seemed like they were a thing. Is that right?
It seemed
mean,
so, yeah.
It's a little off topic, but yeah.
I mean, it's precisely on topic. That was the exact conversation that he was having with us about the gnome that was at the same time that we saw them acting like that together.
Yeah. He was talking about Dalekar, so it's probably worth letting him know that he's not here anymore. But he was common because he saw us as allies, someone they could trust, because we were the people who saved Neverember's son. But he said that
That makes sense.
he was coming with a stone, but it's been taken. He was planning on giving it to us. But what that stone is, I don't know.
Stone that was coming to us.
Yeah, he was coming and he was bringing a stone to us.
Where's the stone now?
I don't know.
Wasn't on him.
No, he said it's lost. It's been taken. But when
And
we
the
was
gnome.
when we were prepping the bodies, I'm assuming I didn't find a stone on him when I was prepping the bodies.
No.
Yeah. I'd say I prepped the body. There was nothing up there.
The gnome couldn't tell you more about the stone.
No, that's all I got.
Did he say when the stone was taken?
No, but I'm guessing by the fact that he was heading to us with it, and he's not got it anymore. It happened on his way here.
They took it.
Which could explain why the Zentarum were after him and his body when he died. And when I say Zentarum, I give like Tabitha like a side eye. Fleetingly. But carry on anyway.
Do you think they took it? Did either of the other two know anything?
I don't know. I don't know who took it. I mean, we got and I take out the scroll, and I say, you said that the flying snake's a carriage for messages,
A messenger, yeah.
and the Zentarum said that they failed in recovering the bodies. I'd say I didn't find anything on the Zentarum, maybe did I, when we searched those bodies?
No.
And there was nothing there in the street when you. Who searched the gnome?
Ulfgar did a bit of a search.
Well, he never turned up anything either, did he?
No, there's no stone. So unless somebody else has been in and taken it.
Don't forget that the between you being there and then you seeing the bodies later on, they've also been to with the watch, haven't they?
Did you get to speak to the Centaurian bodies?
No, I didn't. I didn't speak to the Zentarum. I felt like that seemed to be the pertinent information as to why the Zentarum won it. I don't know. But the fact that Lord Neverember himself potentially seemed to want to entrust us with this.
Maybe Rainier will know.
Possibly, but maybe it's worth also seeing if the watch have turned anything up. But how we get that, I don't know.
I can ask Maloon, but do you know what my next play with Maloon is actually? I'm tempted to try and ask him. I'll just strike it to him that I'm taking up too much of his time because I'm sure he's getting sick of me, and ask him if I can deal with someone lower down.
Did you get any information out of Yasha?
Only where the Centaurium hideout was that they were taking the bodies to. It's a place called the Three Souls in the City of Dead. It's marked.
Yeah,
by, 3 graves.
Mausoleums. I think that's a bit of a ruse. Though it's not entirely. It doesn't seem to be entirely true. Or like the whole thing seems like a bit of an illusion. So the fact that he named the 3 sort of mausoleums of Fezum, Shembril, Shemamon, and Manchun, those 3 characters almost legends within that society. This is what I'm sharing with you as part of my knowledge of having spent time in that organization. They're akin to the founding fathers of the Zentarum, but there's never been any mention of them ever spending any time in this city in Waterdeep. They're typically were known to be far, far east of here at Sentinel Keep, so the fact that there are mausoleums here named for them is probably more of a symbolic and sort of more of a symbolic thing to say that we're going to name mausoleums here after our founding fathers. So
Still our way of identifying the entrance, though.
yeah, we know that, and that's a good in. And as I was alluding to before, if we wanted to go and get a quick in and pick up a job or figure out what was the next thing on their target, quite possibly I could help us to do that by going there, knocking on Manchun and checking out what jobs they had for a member. But look, I get it. I know that doesn't sit well here, but we've all had journeys that's taken us to get here. We've all had to take time. We've all had to do things that perhaps we didn't want to do on the way. As far as I've been able to understand, at least, the only time I've ever taken was from them who could afford it, and then tried to give to them who couldn't. That was just a way that I had to do. This was what I had to do to make my way out of the life that I was in. Some would say that that's a calling, and that perhaps it's not chosen if it's laid before you.
Sounds a bit like Yash.
We're all on a journey.
So, Darrell, just to clarify, that in play in the city, we've got Xanathars, the Waterdeep Zents, who, off the face of it, seem to be trying to maybe come to some sort of peace with Xanathars, and also a secondary group of Zentarum who are trying to destabilize the situation, yeah?
Yep.
We say it looks like the Zentarum don't have this stone. At least one of the groups of the Zentarum don't have the stone. Tavis, you've got this tattoo. Do you think you could get into the hideout and find out some information?
Yeah. I could just turn up there looking for work. They would take it that they could trust me to a degree. It's not like it wouldn't be considered diplomatic immunity, but it's gonna help. It's gonna help, and it's not like I'm in trouble there either. Like they don't know if they were to reach out to Everland and say we've got this guy and he's trying to do this, then that might not work out so well because I was on the outs with them. But yeah, I could do that. It could help. But while we're talking about it, I understand your reaction. I got in with them because they were my ticket out of where I was, where I couldn't stay, it wasn't safe for me. It wasn't a life that I could lead there. I couldn't be me. I had to find a way out. They helped me do that. But whilst I worked with and amongst them, I undertook criminal tasks. I stole. I deceived. But I wasn't working out of evil or from a force of evil. I was just trying to find my way out so that I could be who I am, who I want to be. I'd been trodden on for a long time. I just did what I needed to do to get out of there. I draw the line at killing. I draw the line at harming people that didn't have anything coming to them. Today, I've killed a man, and I didn't even know that was going to be the impact of that thing that I fed him. I don't think he didn't have it coming, but I understand you feel like you don't know the man who stands before you, and I feel my words will never be enough to convince you.
So Hazelou sits there for a few seconds, just kind of contemplating what like Tavis has just said. He says, the bit that hurt was when we were sat upstairs and I opened up about, to me, was a relatively new secret. Maybe the Ventarum and the Harpers are the opposite side of the same coin.
I again apologise because my naivety has led me into this alley because I've no previous knowledge of the Harpers or what that means or their relationship with the Zentarum. It wasn't something that was active or operating in Everland or that I knew about.
But you have to understand that it appears the Zentarum are pretty deep into whatever's going on, and every day that we spend in Waterdeep, we're getting deeper into this. Now, I don't know if we're being played for fools. I don't know if you're here as a spy. You know, I've shared information, and I've asked you if you're willing to go to a Zentarum hideout and get some information for us. There's nothing to stop you from giving all that information and risking everyone's life who's in this room.
I have no greater tie than to the people in this room. Each of them, but specifically you. I have no greater moral compass. I have no greater feeling. Isla, what you have shown me, what you have done, the way you acted tonight, the way that you interacted with Yash to help him. I am in your debt. I may not have shared this element of my past, but I've had more than one job. For me, this is just another one of those. It doesn't define me. It's not who I am or who I... It was never important to me. It never defined me. It just was a way of trying to get myself out of a situation where I was not able to be myself. Ever since I've met you, you've only let me be that. I understand your misgivings. I understand your mistrust. I feel that they're probably well placed. All I can do is keep being me, keep trying to do what I can do and earn that back, I suppose. I hadn't realised the Harper Zentarin thing wasn't a big issue where I came from. When I spent my time with the Zentarim, it wasn't like there was a give and take or a to and fro between those factions. It just didn't exist. So that's news to me. But
as I say, that's only one part of it. The other part is the Zentarum are deep in this, and yeah, you know, they say actions speak louder than words, and I can't fault that all the actions you've taken have benefited us for now. And until this is all over, and you know, I know that the people who I've travelled with for the last few weeks and found this residence with are all safe. You know, maybe that trust can be earned back.
if you wish me to leave and you don't trust me and you don't feel I can be safe, I will leave. But I want to be part of this group. I feel like I've helped, and I want to continue to do so.
You know, and I've not said to leave. Everything you've ever said, my gut tells me that your heart is true. But you have to look at all the situations, the evidence, you know, and there is that risk. And until this is all over and you've proven your worth, you know, I will work with you. And after this is all done, and we come through it, and we've got to the bottom of what the hell's going on in this city, then maybe we can call each other friends. And up until then, I can't promise any more than that.
My respect for you runs deep. And I call you my friend. It's your choice whether to reciprocate or not. Very clearly, you are a man of faith. That faith brings you great wisdom, great knowledge, great power. I hope you can put some of that faith in me. For now, I understand where you're coming from, and I cast shape water and dry his feet.
Just kind of nods. And then says thank you. Right, I need another beer.
For once, we completely agree.
I'm gonna say you can make your own.
You know where the keg is? You know?
Dude, I've gone.
Well, what are we gonna do about this now? We got the people sending messages about the bodies. That temple could be in danger.
We need to find out if this stone has been seen. Because if they've not got the bodies, they might come try and find it wherever the watch is keeping everything. And the local.
Do you know what it looks like?
No.
Could be any stone.
Yep.
We need to go find out what this stone is.
But, you know, Neverember. He was working for Neverember. We've saved his son. And that's why they were bringing the stone to us.
I think you're right. Neverember's the key.
So, maybe it's worth speaking to Floon. At least if we know what the stone looks like, get a description of it, we can actually look for something that we know what it looks like.
Just to clarify, Floon or Renier?
Oh, it was Renier, wasn't it? Floon was the other guy, yeah. That looked like him. Then yeah, we go speak to Renier. But like, let's be honest, we can't sit on this and sleep overnight. We need to go and find out more information now.
Did we figure out anything about who caused the explosion over the road?
No.
What's Lord Neverember's first name?
That doesn't it?
Is it Daggles?
Daggle, yeah.
Toggle, yeah.
So, we're going to get invited to this party. We had a rough plan there with...
What was the time on that though? Was it like 3 days away?
Renier and the Red Viper. 5, wasn't it? 5 as of
Do we still have to
yesterday.
pick up the silvered weapons as well?
Yeah, they're picking them up tomorrow, I think. It's 2 days for those, I think.
Cool.
I don't know if that ship sailed. I don't know if... Who knows if we'll encounter the were-rats again, but...
Oh,
Yeah, but we paid for them, so we want them
we'll
back.
go get them.
Oh yeah, we want them, yeah.
Listen, we need you to speak to Rainier. Let him know that Dalakar's dead and the stone's missing.
From my... Just so I can be clear and remembering, when we spoke with Rainier, we were also speaking with... Red Viper's real name, sorry guys, forgotten it.
Esville.
Esville Rosnar. And she was completely open about her history and her past and her plans to get her family's name back on the map, as it were. Do you think, and do we feel, or do we know even, because I'm not sure, does Rainier know that Esville is the Red Viper? Because she spoke in front of us both, I think, about having stolen from the Castellanters.
Yeah, I think he knows she's got talents, I guess. I think he knows partly, I don't think he knows at all.
It just struck me from our conversation with her once we'd apprehended her and talked to her about the crown that she'd stolen, which we're still potentially going to have some recompense for returning, aren't we, from your colleague?
What's that, sorry?
Isn't it Sildar?
Yeah.
We'd passed it back to him, and we may be expecting him to come back to us and say, "Good job, thanks for returning this, recovering this. Here's your reward."
Yeah, he was taking the crown back, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so Esville and Rainier seem to be almost completely on the level, or do you think he doesn't know about her alter ego?
I think he knows bits.
Does Katie Holmes know about Christian Bale?
I'm sorry, I'm just going back through my notes here, looking at Daggled Never Ember and all that stuff. There's so much here.
It's a lot. I get that.
There's so much stuff in these notes now. Fine. I think this is a sending stone. I think he wants to talk to us.
Who?
Daggled Never Ember.
Oh, okay.
I think he wants to speak to us. I think it's a sending stone.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, if that's the case, let's just go and see him.
He's not around.
Well, let's go see his son and take it from there.
Yeah, but we know, don't we, that sending stones only work within a certain range.
I don't know, do we? Well, what's the range on them?
Well, you know that about the ones that you have. You know, there might be a sending stone 13 that's got a greater range.
Oh, what's the range on the sending stone? I don't know.
Sending Stone Pro.
Yeah. XP Pro, are you?
What's the range on the sending stone?
I don't know.
Whatever
I'll
Darrell says
I will
Whatever
clarify
Darrell says it is.
for the next sesh.
So we're getting what? Like he's got like a sending stone XLR.
Well, like Lord Neverember was sort of absconded the city, didn't he? He took a load of money and just disappeared.
He was kicked out, wasn't
Yeah. He's got this fortune that's hidden away somewhere. He's been trying to make alliances in far off places. And now he's potentially trying to contact us. Guys, what the fuck?
Well, this is all information Tavis doesn't know.
What
Where's
are we-
he been trying to make alliances?
What are we getting into? We need to go speak to Rainier. Maybe he's got some answers.
Okay.
Can I go outside and hunt for something that looks like a sending stone? I know it's probably fruitless.
What, in the area?
In the street, yeah. I'm just gonna go wandering around the street, looking around on the floor, looking in piles of rubble, seeing if...
How long are you gonna go for?
Probably 10-15 minutes.
Okay, so roll perception with disadvantage.
If he's set on doing that, I will try and aid him by sending.
Okay, just roll the
Thor as
perception
well.
then. Just roll straight perception then.
The first roll was worse, and it was 8.
A lot of rubble out there. So the thing with the sending stones is they have faces carved in them. If you put the two sending stones together, they either face each other or they're facing away from each other. They don't face the same way.
Do I get a roll
that.
for perception for Thor?
Yeah.
I rolled natural 20.
Roll your percentile.
Keep fucking putting these down. Sorry, I'm still not used to using these. I don't know what 00 means, but I got a 5 and a 00.
So it's 50. So it's not distracted by anything shiny. And then
so
you got a natural 20.
natural
you
20 plus 3.
Yeah, you see a lot of stones.
That's cool.
And then, moving amongst them, swooping down, having a look, going back over them. You're searching for what you can find are stones, but you don't see anything that resembles a sending stone.
I'll spend 10 minutes and do detect magic as well out there, and then just wander around, see if I pick up anything.
Yeah, you're doing that as a ritual, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk around and
Don't pick up anything.
other than the things that you would expect on your person and whatever else, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't really see anything.
I admit defeat and head back in.
Starting to crack on now, so it's starting to get sort of late on. Starting to get sort of cool within the within the tavern. As the sun sets on Waterdeep.
Alright, are we staying here are we staying here or are we heading off?
Lauren, you can send messages, yeah? Is it message or sending that you can use?
Message.
I can possibly try and send a message to Dagwood Neverember tomorrow, but I don't know if it'll work.
You have sending? Can always try.
Got some paper birds, don't we?
Can do, but I can also try this tomorrow.
Maybe we'd go see Rainier and say, let's go see your dad. Can't we do that?
That's also another option.
Head over and light the fire.
What would you not think that Rainier would just tell us that?
He will if he knows, and if he doesn't, we can. Yeah.
Would we have seen any statues of Dagwood Neverember or pictures or anything like that in the city?
I'd say possibly not. I'm not saying that there are none. I'm just saying that you wouldn't have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially for you, Matt and Paul, the background on Lord Neverember is that he was once the Open Lord of Waterdeep. So, like I've said, that there's a very there's a very sort of unique political structure within Waterdeep where there are mass lords who don't know who each other is, and then you also have the open Lord of Waterdeep, and he was the Open Lord of Waterdeep. However, he was ousted from the city. He left the city. Where he turned to after that was Neverwinter. And then he became the Lord of Neverwinter. Am I right in saying that's a Neverwinter? I think it is Neverwinter. I'm sure of it. But I said he went. But before he left, he had embezzled a large sum of money within the city, which he strictly can't get a hold of.
So
maybe we should head to Neverwinter.
Yeah, has he come back to try and retrieve?
He's the
this
Lord
money?
Protector of Neverwinter. Dagwood Neverember wants Gortlegrim, the dwarven city of the Underdark, to join the Lord's Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So Neverwinter is a city to the north. For landing, where you guys obviously shared your initial adventures, is sort of somewhere between halfway.
So how many days would it take to get to Neverwinter?
It'd take a few. You'd be on the road for quite a few days.
Weeks, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of jumping the gun, should we do due diligence around the city first? Speak to Rainier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah. I think Phil might have more
just to help you guys out as
Oh.
well, and just give you guys a bit of a recap, just to help. You also knew that Gudrun Rockseeker was working for
Neverember, yeah.
And so was potentially the Black Spider.
I've never heard that name. Who's he working for?
Gundren. He's someone who we met in London.
So as time ticks on and you share a drink and you ponder some of the mysteries that have been before you and reoccurring names and places and this tangled web of information that you've received is only becoming more and more tangled with key names that just keep propping up and always seem to be looming somewhere. Thorin, you kneel down and start to build the logs up within the grate of the fire. You're starting to run low on logs. You make a note of that, but you start to arrange them. You spend some time and you light the fire, and you watch as the embers grow. Hypnotic. Smoking at first, and the flue starts to take the smoke away. You just hear everyone chatting and considering what you know about the subject. The flames start to build up and the fire starts to grow as you add more logs to it. You start to see images within those flames. The same reoccurring image that you have time and again. A face that's just stares back at you. And you just stare back. You just consider it and you just stare back. Watching this face just watching you. And before we come to a close, is there anything else anyone wants to do? And as you stare at the face in the flames, you feel the ring on your finger becoming warmer. You feel the intensity of the heat around your finger. You feel it starting to burn, and you look at your finger and you see that once again, rather than it just being a solid piece of rock that the ring is carved out of with its jagged and rough edges, although smooth on the inside, feeling very much like a coarse rock on the outside, you see that it's splitting again, cracking, that red orange light is seeping through those cracks, just like the molten lava and the heat, and you feel it burning. You just stare at that face. There's a huge gust of heat which comes out as this face comes at you, mouth open, in what looks like fury and anger. The embodiment of a flame itself, raging fire, and you fall back just slightly off balance as you're on your heels, and you put your hand down on the floor, your ring hand on the floor. The ring touches the stone of the floor, and you lose your balance entirely as your hand sinks into the stone itself. You stare. Just everyone roll a perception to see whether you notice this happening.
Exactly, put my dice away.
I'll say my passive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's say perception.
19.
Yeah, 18 with a roll.
Tavis? Oh, can't hear you.
Sorry, 13.
13. Yeah, I'd say that Ulfgar, Tavis, that you spot it. Not Tavis, sorry. Ulfgar and Isla, you spot it. Isla, Thorin, you definitely look down in your hand and you see the hand is now submerged into the stone. And it doesn't feel like it's a solid mass. It feels thick. It almost feels like it's as if you were to put your hand in, the sand under the sea. It has that weight to it, but it's sifting around your hand. And you reposition your feet and your balance and you just move your hand around. You can feel it moving within the stone. And then you draw your hand out. The stone returns to what looks like normal. You, with your finger, tap on the stone. It's normal.
The fuck? Look back at the flames. Back down at the ring.
Thorin, why was your hand just through the floor, mate?
I don't know. I don't know, it felt weird. I'm glad
Did it look like one?
glad
did
I
you
could
cast?
pull it back
Yeah.
out. I didn't cast anything. I lit the fire.
So you lit a fire and your hand fell through the floor.
Yeah.
That shit ain't right.
Yeah, can I go over and feel the floor?
Yeah, you give it a tap, you stand on it, tentatively at first, then put your weight on it.
Is the face still in the fire?
You look back and now you can't see it, you just see the flames.
I saw a face in the flames and then the flames came at me. I fell back and my hand was in the floor.
Whose was the face?
My patron. The one.
We haven't gone there before. Who's your patron?
He's the one that gives me my power. I don't know who he is. Ever since I've wore this ring,
Huh?
he's been able to gift me with magic. I wasn't magic before the ring.
Do you feel like he was trying to tell you something? Like maybe we need to go underground?
Maybe. I know he wants my help.
He wants your help.
Help with what?
He wants his freedom. He's imprisoned.
Why?
Don't know.
And what's your patron's name?
It's Malar.
Do I know anything about Malar?
No.
Does his help always... It's going to sound weird, but has his help always helped you? Has it always been
I mean,
had a positive impact?
I haven't spoken to him often. And if I'm honest, it kind of scares me a little bit.
Do you know what he is?
Do I know what he is?
You know where he is. He's told you that.
Yeah.
I don't think you know exactly what he is.
No, I don't know what he is. I know he's in the fire realm.
The Fire Realm.
That's right, isn't it? Fire realm.
Does the Fire Realm mean anything to me, Tavis?
Just roll a history check.
I'll tune in on that for a laugh. Seem dead intelligent.
His full name's Vasan Vasu Malar.
17.
You've heard of a fabled city which sits in another plane of raging fire. And its name's the City of Brass.
He says he's captive there and I'm to help him escape. I don't know how to do that,
Wow.
but in agreeing to help him, I've been able to do great things.
Wow. That. Yeah. Wow. That's just.
But I don't know who he is, really.
We should probably try and find out.
Yeah, at some point. At the moment, I've just been biding my time and enjoying the gifts that we're given.
And so far, it seems to be working out. It's okay.
So far,
You've made no sacrifices, or
you know.
I mean, this is nothing that I have any knowledge of. But
It's where I got the staff from.
I figured it was like a family heirloom or something.
No, one time when I was speaking to him, I gifted the staff. It just appeared
So you
from
can
the flames.
You can talk to him whenever you want. He's just like, hey, Soren, how's it going?
He's no, he watches me through the flames.
Which ones? In the fire?
The fire, the torchlight, everywhere. See him almost everywhere I go, if I pay attention.
All right, that's a lot. Are you okay?
I'm a bit freaked out by my hand going through the floor, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, just seeing this guy. I mean, you see him, or how does he look like?
It's hard to really to tell because his face is made up of flames. I only see his face.
A fiery, flame face guy.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. The flames just sort of curl into the shape of a face.
Does this ring any bells to me? Is this anything that I've ever heard about or come across or have any idea about at all? No.
Nope.
This sounds in equal parts awesome and terrifying.
Can I move the ring? Is my finger burnt?
Not burnt, but it's definitely red. Where the heat has been.
Yeah, I get up off the
You-
floor, sit down.
Yeah, you can see that the cracks in the ring have closed up and it's returned to its normal state.
I get him a spider and say, you've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. We've all been through a lot.
What the hell was that about? Was he
Is there
trying?
anything else that you're going to discuss at this point, or? Sorry, I cut you off there, Jimbo.
I don't know if you're onto something with maybe he's trying to hint that we need to go underground. Do we need to go to the Underdark? I was just talking about Daggle Neverember wanting to make a deal with Gauntlgrim. I don't know.
We'll do some investigating tomorrow.
Sleep on it. If we're going to go down there, I'd like to talk to Captain Zord again before we do.
Oh yeah, and we've got a party to go through first.
Well, that's 5 days away.
I feel like a trip to the Underdark isn't a weekend trip.
I don't know. I feel like it could be over very quickly.
If you're not careful, yeah, sure.
So outside it's gone dark, and as you chat away, it's not long before Negan comes back in. He tells you that the priest has locked up and left the temple, and you guys chat until you go your separate ways for the night. And then that's where we'll pick up on the next session. Before you go, before you head off, so allow this chat to continue any further before you do. And once a day, Thorin, your ring will be able to cast Stone Shape.
Wow. Cool.
Okay, cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers, Daryl.
Cool. Cheers.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Cheers, guys.